Some of you suggested that the previous episode is the worst episode in the entire run of the show. Now, I can't speak to the veracity of such a statement, but that does make me incredibly excited for what's to come. Welcome back to Casual Nerd Reactions. Today we're continuing our journey through Stargate. Now, one thing that I did not mention last episode that I found interesting is I noticed that they referenced a previous story from a previous mission that we did not see. If I'm not mistaken, they even referenced the planet code that they were walking into at the end of the second episode. Which means a couple of different things. One, the episode we just watched did not pick up immediately following that episode, and we can therefore assume that at any point they could have gone on several missions in between episodes, or that they sometimes air episodes out of order, which is something that happens from time to time. That's not to say that there won't be occasional or maybe often episodes that pick up right where the previous one left off, but that is one of the, I don't know, simple joys, simple pleasures in episodic television that I kind of enjoy, and I'm excited to continue this show and see what kind of story we're in for this week. Thank you for being here to watch with me. Check me out on Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. Let's experience this episode for the very first time.
When we completed interviews of all the refugees you brought back from Chulak, 10 of them identified the final 4 symbols the Goa'uld used to escape through the Chulak Stargate.
Interesting.
In 1 hour, you will go through the gate to the planet represented by these symbols. It has been designated P3X797.
Couldn't we call this planet something that's a little easier to remember?
No.
It appears to be very dark where the gate resides on this planet.
This is crazy. We don't know what could be there waiting for us when we come through.
That's why the SG-3 Marines are coming with. You can count on us to watch your backsides.
It's more my front side I was worried about.
Simple facts, I would be more worried about my front than my back for a couple of reasons. My life being the primary one.
We'll go through first. You watch our lovely backsides, remember?
Have your way, flyboy.
He will, it's his mission.
You out of your mind?
If Scar or Charray are on the other side, those jarheads will open fire as soon as they see the light of their eyes, if you know what I mean.
I think it's a very small chance Charray and Skara are on the other side. Like, we'd just be standing there waiting. I find that impossible to believe. However, I like that we're name dropping people we care about. If nothing else, it proves they're not forgotten. Very nice. Oh, I definitely saw someone. Interesting. Are they cavemen? It's like they're stealthy, but not stealthy. Oh, whoa! They got me! I was a little startled.
I'm glad it was you who took point.
Daniel, what are they? The larger brow witch would imply Homo erectus, but then again, they'd have canine teeth.
You don't know, do you?
No.
Why does that one female look different?
Yeah,
She looks more human.
that's interesting.
We have to stop her.
No, that's how prehistoric males probably always had sex forcibly.
Okay, but the clothes she's wearing don't match anyone else's. That alone is enough to make me spring into action.
Where are those rocks coming from?
Probably someone with clothes more similar to hers. Oh no, that's way worse. What the heck?
All right, hold your fire. Doing, what were your weapons? They could be ghouls.
There's no entry, Scar. They're not ghouls.
My lord, we are the untouched. I am High Counselor Tuplo.
We are pleased the gods have deemed us worthy of a return visit.
Gods.
Only the gods come through the Stargate. I think they're talking about us. We should probably start getting used to this kind of treatment.
Oh, for crying out loud. They're not gods. Get up.
Oh, please.
Come on.
Two different approaches. Jackson, like, let's just get
We
used to
wish
it.
Treat them as mortals. A test?
Please, let us take you to the land of light.
Colonel Neil's like, no. They don't seem to even accept the fact that you're saying you're mortals because you're gods. You come through the Stargate. There's no other alternative. If the test, that must be it. Oh, poor girl. She's not an untouched one anymore. I mean, they seem to have stopped it, so still traumatizing and horrific. Oh, wow. I didn't expect there to be a whole city. It's weird that there would be 2 groups of more or less human. One, not modern, but, you know, very put together, and one more caveman-like. It's fascinating. Like, what's the cause of that?
Is she all right?
I do hope. She is my daughter. I can only hope we rescued her in time from the hands of the touched. We must now wait to see if she has been cursed by them. They were unfortunate enough to be cursed by the Hilksha.
Hilksha.
Gods of the underworld. Evil gods.
Hilksha needed only to touch the unfortunate among us, and they would become possessed. Pure evil, like wild animals.
We were forced to banish them to the land of the dark.
When was the last time the good gods came around?
Well, if you are not them, then it has been at
Millennia?
least a generation.
Well, that's not that long.
A generation.
Depending on how long they count a generation, but I'm thinking like 100 years or so, perhaps much less. I'm kind of intrigued by this whole concept of
The
culture.
ghouls aren't here and haven't been for some time.
That is my assessment as well.
Gear up. We'll move out in 15 minutes.
Wait a minute, move out?
I feel like there's a...
Back to the Stargate, back
More to do.
Earth, Terra Firma, home, you've heard of it?
I realize it's not our primary mission.
Stay a while longer and study the society. You learn how they've evolved the Minoan culture. You see those statues over there? Those are bulls. The bull is all throughout Minoan culture on Earth, but we never really knew why.
Art appreciation is not what this mission is about.
That's SG-7's thing, probably. I don't know. I really want to know more about the ones who touched them. Oh, we really are leaving. Okay. I thought something was going to prevent our departure, but here we go. Hey, no one says we can't pop in and pop out or visit multiple worlds in a single episode.
This mission was a perfect example of my argument. We should have stayed on that planet longer. It was the perfect opportunity to study Minoan culture.
Not to mention primitive man.
This really isn't necessary, Doctor.
Also, the mysticism surrounding the touched.
But the people on the light side are clearly from the Bronze Age, so what better opportunity to study the Broca Divide?
Study craniums and brains.
Uh-oh,
and
something's
compare
happening.
divide and intelligence.
Was he touched? Wait, this is why we had to have some other people go with us. So we'd have someone to be touched.
The President agrees with you. He's asked that we evaluate the scientific and cultural value of each mission from now on.
For crying out loud.
That's great.
I now do think the episodes might have been aired out of order.
Wonder how that thing in your gut would like his neck ripped in half.
Please release me, Lieutenant Johnson.
Holy what?
General, I would prefer to not hurt this man.
Right? He could have done a whole lot more, a whole lot faster.
What is your problem, Marine?
Oh no.
Take him to the infirmary. Tell them to keep him in restraints and check him out.
Come on, someone posit the theory of he was touched.
What do you think that was all about with Johnson?
Maybe he was drunk.
I don't know. Didn't quite seem like inebriation.
Another one. Oh, that poor window. I wonder, is there a running tally of how many times it gets broken throughout this series? I just feel like that's something that might happen a lot. Dead. Oh. What if they're all infected or something? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She seems very, yikes. I was gonna say, like, driven by instincts?
Carter, this is a little out of line. Don't you think? Carter, what's gotten into you?
Something! She was touched by something from the underworld, obviously. Oh my god. I do find it, let's just say, interesting that the men behave with aggression, physical violence, and the woman, sexual.
Strangest thing I've ever seen. Notice the swelling of the brow ridge?
He's quite literally devolving.
And it's spreading. We got 2 more in an hour later. All of the victims are acting like animals. Most female low-level primates tend to choose their sexual partners according to who would give them the strongest offspring. The leaders of a pack or a tribe.
Or the main characters of the TV show.
What happened to you?
Got in a little wrestling match with Carter.
Why?
Tried to seduce me.
You poor man.
No, it wasn't like that.
Well, is she all right?
What?
Because I care about her.
Care about her? What does that mean?
He's infected too. Going around and around.
You just stay away from her, okay?
Okay. You should come with me to the infirmary, okay? Just go with my arm.
Yeah. I was about to ask if they fixed the glass yet. We could have a second break in the same episode. That'd be fun. But no.
Managed to isolate an organism in the victim's bloodstreams.
Organism, like a parasite or something.
More like a parasitical virus. I have never seen anything like this on Earth.
Exactly, on Earth. That would explain the touched.
Beg your pardon?
Can't believe it took this long for somebody to mention that.
They must have this very contagious disease, and we came in contact with them. Isn't that special?
So, the question is, why haven't you and Mr. Teal come down with the symptoms?
Symbiote probably protects him.
That would be likely.
Maybe I have a natural immunity.
This appears to be highly contagious.
Are you saying we could have brought a new plague to this planet?
Yep.
I'm ordering this mountain sealed off. No one comes in
Correct.
or goes out.
It's unfortunate. That sounded animalistic. What do we got? Oh my gosh, what the frick? Why is he making that noise though? Man's a bird. Dude, I'm impressed with the forehead makeup. I'll be honest, I like it.
So my recommendation is that anyone attempting to leave the mountain should be shot on sight and their body burned.
A harsh parameter, but perhaps a necessary one till we find a cure.
Perhaps we should ask the Untouched how they avoid contracting the disease.
Maybe they know something we don't.
I don't know.
Use a blood sample from one of the uninfected.
They don't see it as a disease, but maybe we could listen to their story again and really focus and pay attention.
You go through in half an hour. You're
Just the two of us?
You're immune. I don't know anyone else who is.
The problem there, though, is they're not, well, Teal'c is a very strong military presence, but Sneezy McGeezy over here is not. Oh no, they threw her there because she got infected. So sad.
They just dump her out here?
Yeah.
We dumped them in a small room
To protect them.
to protect everyone else. There's little difference. It's a long journey. We should leave her.
No.
Teal'c ever the practical.
Teal'c!
Fire your weapon. We'll frighten them off.
Or get captured. That's a equally valid choice, I guess. Oh no. They have to double them up. That's so dangerous.
God.
Is he still
Did
him?
you say something?
Does he still have sentience?
Yes, Mom.
Give him more.
You mean you want more sedative? It's not safe.
Yeah.
Must have been in a lot of pain. Colonel O'Neill? This is interesting. Enough sedative must knock back the primitive mind.
What is it?
It's a histaminolytic, which means it breaks down histamine. Well,
Experiment.
experiment on you? No, sir, I can't do that.
Well, you kind of have consent, so you can, right? And I'm sure he, like Colonel O'Neill, yeah, like, I mean, you have to do something, and he's volunteering. Also, I think she just fell in love with him, even in his current state. That's odd, but I think it happened.
They were cursed by the Heelsha.
It is not a curse. It is a disease. I lost my friend on the dark side of this planet. You must help me retrieve him.
So he can give all of us the curse? No, he is better off where he is.
He does not have the disease. He is immune.
Then by now, he is gone.
You had your daughter with him.
Milosha is dead.
No,
She's not.
she is out there.
It's probably easier for them to just think of the cursed as if they're dead, but this is not so.
Many of us have loved ones among the touched. My own father is there. But we accept that we cannot help them. Therefore, they are dead to us.
How can you be so without heart?
They don't have other options.
I must ask you to leave.
They don't understand it as something that could be cured. It seems like an unsolvable problem.
Then I must have a sample of your blood.
Blood is our life force.
I assure you it will cause you no harm.
You are not welcome here. When we return, I expect to find you gone.
Crazy to just throw him out, though.
Thank God you're back.
What happened to Captain Carter?
She was stabbed by her roommate. Don't
course
worry,
she
it's
was.
superficial. She's going to be okay.
I have retrieved the blood sample you requested.
Good work, Mr. Teal'c. I was examining the blood sample that Mr. Teal'c brought me. Then it hit me. There was very little histamine in it. If the people on that planet are human, as you say, they have to have histamine in their blood.
How does this help us?
The untouched have no histamine in their bodies, so the organism couldn't survive in them.
Why then do some of them change?
Because only some of them have this low histamine level, which means there is probably a naturally occurring antihistamine in their diets. The ones who don't eat it eventually contract the organism. Both Dr. Jackson and I have acute rhinitis caused by severe allergies.
Oh, the sneezing.
I take strong antihistamines every day. So did Dr. Jackson.
Nice.
Just like the untouched, the organism starves in my body. Now, the dose required to completely clear the body of histamine for a long enough time could be harmful.
Great.
You're sure?
He's sure. It sucks to be the guinea pig, but if the alternative is no one gets cured and living in this state, I think he'd rather take on the risk. Well, clearly he would.
Doc, open the door.
It worked!
Colonel O'Neill?
Lucy, I'm home.
I am not Lucy.
I know that.
Honestly, we need to give Tilk a week off and just introduce him to culture. Now let's go cure everybody else.
The guns are loaded with tranquilizer darts filled with chlorpheniramine. Now, a direct hit on a touched man or woman should knock them out long enough in order to starve the disease.
Jump on 5.
We've got a plan.
Guess the antihistamine wore off.
Aww. At least he's happy. You know, they didn't starve them or keep them from getting food. Wonder how many touched there are on the planet.
Keep this up, you'll have a girl on every planet.
Just let me give him an injection.
Goals. Maybe not moral goals, but goals all the same. He loves his wife, we know. They're not gonna be happy to see you, but I can't wait to see this.
Must not bring the touched among us. Leave now.
Found a cure. And we can bring back Milosha.
And your father.
Are we gonna see a transition? Nope, okay. That would have been very impressive.
Not a curse, it's a disease.
A sickness.
Jack.
Sir boy.
Where are we?
The light side of P3X797.
I thought we were gonna give it a better name.
He's back. He's normal.
Explain.
How come Abydos got such a great name? Oh, good. Father-daughter reunion forthcoming. They made him like extra old just so we wouldn't question that it was father-daughter. Oh, multiple father-daughters are reunited in this episode. Lovely.
About my earlier behavior. I wasn't myself.
Oh, Carter, I don't even remember your earlier.
He's choosing to forget.
Oh, I was infected too, remember?
I'm glad.
By the way, how's the wound?
It's nothing. With any luck, there won't even be a scar.
I like that she's not even questioning. The fact that she remembers means he would remember.
If it doesn't heal properly, you'll never wear that sweet little tank top number again.
And of course, he has to give one little jab to prove he did remember. Aw. Interesting episode. I did wonder in this episode if perhaps the episodes were shown or aired out of order, simply because in this episode they had that moment where they were in order to take an interest in the culture, and they seemed to take an interest in the culture in the previous episode. I think certainly by this episode following the threads of Apophis, it was a logical and consistent follow-up to the first couple episodes of the show. That said, I did feel a little disappointed when Colonel O'Neill gave the order to pack up in 15 minutes, the moment they realized this didn't have anything to do with the reason they were there. Now, that certainly is a logical rationale, but I thought, man, the things that we're learning are so interesting. For one, this seems to be a planet that has a light side and a dark side all the time. That's fascinating. Let's talk about that. Two, the mythology of the planet. It's not really mythology. It's a clear-cut divide of people who are touched and forced to live in darkness because they are cursed. Maybe they were touched by something from the underworld, and then those who are not touched, the untouched, as they call themselves. I thought that was a really fascinating premise in and of itself. I wanted to learn more about that and stay and to focus on that, but it was pretty compelling to instead leave and then have our people start getting infected. Whoa. I mean, we're only a few episodes into the show, and we've already had our main characters literally be physically transformed and devolved into literal cave people. It's pretty entertaining. I did like that even in his devolved state, Colonel O'Neill was like, you can test me, use me as the guinea pig. I'm willing to put my life on the line in order to save people, because that's what a hero does through and through. I have noticed too that Colonel O'Neill, I think compared to in the movie, has a whole lot more snark written into his character, and I can't help but feel like that's largely because he's portrayed by Richard Dean Anderson, and he delivers those Stark lines just so naturally. Just it absolutely makes sense to me, as much as I didn't like it, that the people, the untouched, wouldn't be immediately accepting of what our core cast was saying. Even though they come through the Stargate and are thought to be gods, the gods are bringing news or information that contradicts everything that they've believed for the entirety of their lives. And no matter who's delivering the information, I think we all would struggle to believe someone who comes and says something that's contradictory to our core beliefs. And they believed that the people in the dark are cursed. They don't have a concept or understanding that it could simply be a disease. I'm sure that they do have other types of sicknesses, but it's just like, no. They're cursed. We are not. My initial thought was wondering if this was meant to be like a metaphor for like sexual purity versus the depraved human mind. I don't think that's what they were going for, although the initial introduction to the setup seemed like maybe it could have been. But I found the whole concept really fascinating all throughout. And of course, they were convinced by simply showing them people who have been cured from the disease. I'm really grateful we were able to cure the disease in record time. It would have been a real bummer for, well, maybe it would have been interesting for it to spread and escape Earth. What if this is one of those times where Colonel O'Neill invited someone over to his house? He seems to do that often enough. And now we have a widespread whole issue. How would our world handle this disease on, if it was running rampant? I actually think that could have been really fun, but it's better that we didn't have to find out. We can keep it focused on our team and going through the Stargate. Hey, this was a fun episode. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to watch it with you. Check me out on Patreon if you want to support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.